Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. It's Tuesday night, October the 1st. And we are on the final quarter of 2013, starting out today. It was a pretty good rally on Wall Street. I was pleasantly surprised to see that despite the crap in Washington, that the markets ignored that and kept going higher. Let's take a look at some of the longs. And let me tell you, this was a difficult task. I had 33 stocks on the list, and I pared it down to 20. Let's go over them. AMW, a GM network, which is one of our swing trades on the pop out here, then pulled back the test, popped and flagged, and broke out today, up another 76 cents, 6.4%, and nearly 590,000 traded. Pretty good volume for that stock. And at this point, when you scroll out, you'll see the large 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth wave underway. Could take us to my target. There is some resistance around 13, but I think we could get to 14.5 thereabout. I believe that's my swing target, somewhere around 14. ARWR, also acting very well. You can see the recent action. The run-up in July, the coil, the pop, the little consolidation, and the run-up for about 7 consecutive days before yesterday's pullback. But today, right back up again, 36 cents or 6.3% on $1,000,001 as the volume picked up to the best in 5 sessions. And I'll be looking to see if we can take out 620 tomorrow and test that 6 3/4 range, maybe even up to 7 up in that area, 697 range actually. Bitta, I've been talking about this for a couple of days. I just like the overall structure. It's a beautiful rising channel. Consolidated for a few months, popped, and then consolidated again. First in a wedge, then in a coil. That broke out today convincingly as it jumped to $1.83 or 11.35% on 1.3 million. That's the biggest volume on an update since almost 2 months. So at this point, I'm looking for further upside, and perhaps this line will take us at least towards there. So I would say somewhere up around 21, my target. Up next is CLDX. Just wanted to show you that after 1 day pullback and a reversal, it's right back up to the highs near 38. This one is a powerhouse with a move from 5 to 38, and it's still going. Momentum is strong. I would definitely set a stop below yesterday's low, under 32.20. I think they're about 32. We'd have to like pull aside and say, you know what, that's breaking down. So, but momentum's strong, and this one looks like it's rolling. The short-term momentum on this stock could take it up another couple points, maybe test 40 short-term. But in immediate term, secondary target up around 44, 43, 44. Great chart. Cree, what a monster day that today, indeed. It popped. It popped from the breakaway gap all the way up to over 70 at one point, 70.09, close 69.76, up 9.57, nearly 16%, and 11 million shares, the biggest volume on an up day, at least since March, maybe even bigger than that. So looks like it reestablished a trend. This was the breakaway gap, the rising channel. It came down hard, but when you draw a line across these lows and create a bigger channel longer term, that is what we're looking at. And that's why I'm thinking of filling the gap and getting back up to 76 on this one. 75.6, my short-term target. Let's see if we can get there. CSIQ, among some of the strong solar stocks, we'll be looking at a few today. This one took across the 17.5 area and has moved up steadily for about the last 6 sessions in a row. And it's crossed, as I said, over 18 to close, just a penny off the multi-year high. This is the highest range, the highest the stock has seen, and we can get across there. Look at the weekly chart. That's these hot tops in 2010-11. Could take us all the way up into the low 30s at some point. But let's look for my next target around 25.6. That's the intermediate. Well, let's just say 25 here as a swing target. GST. Gastar, I liked when it broke out here and again here, but it pulled back from the little bit of a falling channel, broke back out, ran up. It's got a falling wedge here. The wedge was broken with 1.5 million today, and it was up 9.37%. So looking to see if we can get through the high of 465 that was reached on the 16th of September and head up towards the 5.5 zone. HSOL, another strong solar. Look at these stocks. They're very powerful patterns. We pop, we coiled, we pop, we from another kind of wedgie coil, holding near the moving averages and creating a trend channel. Bottom of that was tested again here, and we broke out above the double top yesterday and followed through a bit today, up 33 cents, 7.5%, and 4 million traded, 4.2 million. So I'm looking for a move to mid-channel around 6, followed by 9. IMMU, good pattern there today. Stock popped 61 cents. That's 9.84, almost 10%, and 3.2 million, the biggest volume in 3-4 weeks. We should get or make an attempt to break out, and if we do, watch out, because this one could start to surge towards the 8-9 area, and then beyond that, intermediate target 12. JK Solar is another, and yet you can see how this rising channel is unabated with some consolidation here, here, and again here. We recently broke out, and I moved up for 8 days in a row. But the key is that 4 days ago, I broke out above that line, and it's continuing up. When you're mid-channel, so there could be some resistance, maybe get a pullback, but I think ultimately this is a low 30 stock. KOG up 8 days in a row, and 12 of the last 13. About 18 of the last 20 days. So a really, really nice move from just under 10 to 12.5. Now my target was 12.5. So my swing trade is complete. It's more of a swing, more of a intermediate trade than a swing trade because it took almost 2 months, well, let's call it 7 weeks. But I'm pleased with it anyway. Nice little long-term holding, and I think that the KOG, even though there may be some resistance and pullback in that area, look at the long-term chart. This could be a stock in the mid-teens, then high teens. Matson, MTSL, a little low-price puppy and a beautiful rising channel with a 1, 2, 3, 4-wave move. Looks like wave 5 may have begun today with a pop of 31 cents. That was 13% on 3.75 million. So I'm looking for a move to 3.25, followed by 4. Big move on Kiwi today. Stock popped $6 until 19% and 4.5 million traded. That's the biggest volume all year. And you can see this move after the IPO on public listing. Got it from 14.5 to 37.65 just since this June. Top of that channel, the way I've drawn it, now calls for a move into the low to mid 40s. Revolution had a monster day. It was the #1% gainer, up nearly 51% on 9.65 million. Unheard of volume for that stock, and to me, it's a game changer day, technically. Let's take a look at the situation on Revolution right now. This is the line that I had drawn in going back across these highs. When that broke, that's what set the stock downward sharply too. But after bouncing and retesting, it blew through today and closed above the moving average, but below that line. Right at that level, I have resistance about 405. If in the next day or two we get to the 405, 410 range, look for a move up towards 5, 5.5 zone. Sangamo Biosciences, clean breakout above that line today. It's a jump 151 or 14.4% on 2.1 million. And maybe headed to my next target of 13 and then 15. SUNE. Well, I'm liking the way this is looking now, as this is kind of based out. Even though I thought this could be a wedge, I was careful with it. It did hold support over the last week and a half, right at that 7.75 zone right here. And today popped to a new closing high since it broke down here in August on that secondary announcement. Nevertheless, the long-term chart appears to still be intact. And if this is a breakout here, and we get some follow-through tomorrow, we could see this run. My first target is going to be up near the 10 to 10.25 zone. On the intermediate target, however, I could see 13.5. Good move on Taser. This stock just been ripping since the beginning of mid-August. So for about 6 weeks now, straight up. A little bit of consolidation here and here. Now we're breaking out again and running. Would not be shocked to see 18, 18.5, maybe even 19 short term. TSL, one of my favorite junior solars. It's been up for 7 days in a row, 6 days, excuse me. But it's a nice little orderly channel, not getting ahead of itself. I'm looking for a move that gets us near 1920. VIPS, put a swing on it. The stock popped today, ran up 405 or 7%. 470,000 shares, not huge volume. I want to see better volume, but I think we're going to take a run at the high 60s short term. Zone, one of our swing trades as well, in a consolidation mode for 2 weeks. Today managed to move up to 344, but closed at 329. Up 4.4%, 691,000. I'm going to need to follow through, but I'm still looking for this to get to the 4.25 zone short term. And that's it for today. Everybody be good tomorrow, and let's make some money. Good night.